Hi there. My name is Ashlyn Fisher, and I'd like to discuss something that's still a very much avoided topic: mental illness. Although mental illness is gaining more and more attention every day, there's still such a strong stigma in a lot of people about what mental illness is all about. And although there's a lot of informative texts that aim to teach people about mental illness, there's still just a negative connotation to it, and that's really harmful to mentally ill people, especially in youth such as myself. During my sophomore year of high school, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. And if you're anything like me, you understand just how detrimental an anxiety disorder could be in school or while growing up. For example, you could experience symptoms such as excessive sweating, extreme nervousness, constant nausea, and extreme cold flushes or extreme hot flushes. Growing up, I was told all the time, "It's all in your head. What are you so worried about? There's nothing to be scared about." Though I know all these people had their hearts in the right places, it ended up hindering me far more than helping me. And it ended up making me cause a really bad habit that I know a lot of you people can sympathize with. Community is so important that NEA Healthy Futures discusses that mental illness can progress rather rapidly as a child if there's even so much as a lack of community within schools. In addition, children can have complications due to the way mental illness is often handled in schools, such as the way teachers are often seen as the therapists for the students when they're not qualified at all. Without an understanding community, many will turn to whatever they can in order to find some sort of distraction. In today's world, we often find ourselves taking advantage of technology and social media in order to find some sort of escape. Although there are both pros and cons to this development, it'd be smarter to critically analyze the situation before forming a concrete opinion. When it comes to social media, many mentally ill youth find comfort in being able to discover a community for themselves. They seek to surround themselves with people who have been through similar experiences. Next, they are able to create their own environment, which in turn helps them escape reality. Most importantly, social media allows the user to vent and rant as much as they need without the worry of being ridiculed. But despite these positives, there's still a lot of damage being contributed too. Time is being wasted. It's not always easy avoiding triggering content. There's a lack of social skills, not to mention that constantly looking at a screen is also bad for your physical health, such as eyesight. While I do acknowledge that there are obvious benefits to utilizing social media, I also know that there's very obvious cons to it too, because there's always two sides to a coin. One of the more obvious and blatant cons is that it causes serious eye strain, and if you've ever experienced eye strain, you know just how painful that it can be. And it doesn't help that according to WebMD, 50% to 90% of people that work with a computer screen experience eye strain. And because we know that physical health directly correlates with mental health, it doesn't really help that we're letting our eyes do this to ourselves, because it causes a negative reaction and a negative emotion when you start to experience that pain. But when you do choose to look at a screen, what are you risking other than the eye strain? Well, for example, you can't always filter out triggering content. Even though you think you may have surrounded yourself with the environment that you want to see, something negative can always slip through, causing a very harsh reaction from you. But despite this, an individual still choose to stay online and waste their time, and it'll even lessen their social skills. And according to Psychology Today, children who have been experiencing social anxiety will develop a dependency on technology because they don't know what else to do, and this directly lessens their social skills. But I'm not here to preach about how technology is bad, because it isn't, and we shouldn't think that it is. What we need to recognize is that it's totally up to the user to use the technology the way that it was intended to be used. When you're being mindful of the way that you use technology, there could truly be a lot of benefits, and it's true that you can find a like-minded community of people who truly understand and accept you, and that acceptance and understanding is a feeling that you just can't replace. Even more beneficial is the online resource that I truly like, and it's called 7Cups. And 7Cups is used to be kind of like an online therapy session where at any point in the day, at any time, you can log on and access therapeutic help whenever you're having trouble. If one wishes, you could even volunteer to be a part of the website to act as a therapist or act as a community member to help others, which would also help mental health as well. Even though there are cons to technology use, technology isn't inherently bad, and it truly is up to us, the user, to regulate the environment that we want to see. However, we have to be understanding that sometimes negative things can slip through, which is really crucial for those with mental illness, and this is even more prevalent today when it comes to the news, which is something that will be discussed in a later video with a different group member. While I do think the benefits that I mentioned earlier are great positives, I do want to stress that if you could find local communities or local mental health awareness centers, please utilize those first. A personal community will do much more in the long run. So don't be afraid to try out the counseling center or relaxation room here at UK. Despite the fact that there are cons to technology use, technology isn't inherently bad. It truly is up to us, the user, to